And now we're gonna move on to class random. We're gonna see an example of shifted and scaled random integers. So to do that, we're gonna create a new folder. Okay, we're gonna name it just test like that, and right click, open in terminal, and we're gonna type in code space that. So we open it in Visual Studio Code, and this is just gonna be a small example, and we're gonna name it random. So it's gonna be like that, random integers like that, and the extension, okay, random integers .java. Okay, so we are gonna shift and scale random integers. To do that, we are gonna import, so we're gonna use this, we're gonna import java.util.random. okay, so this is the class import java.util. We have it right here, that random, and we don't need the asterisk, we can just leave it like that, semicolon at the end. Okay, so pretty much the program uses the class random. Now we are gonna have the public class, so the public class random integers. Okay, random integers. To the next line, we're gonna open curly braces, and here we're gonna have our main method. Okay, so public static void main strings argument. Okay, so now we are gonna have the keyword random. Okay, random, and then we're gonna have random we're gonna have random numbers like that, random numbers, and this one has to be lowercase. Okay, so we have random numbers. Okay, so this variable is named random number and is of type random. Okay, so we're creating a new random. Okay, like that, no random, and right now we're gonna just leave it empty. So this is the random number generator. Okay, let me see random numbers. We're creating new random. Okay, that's fine. And below that, we're gonna have the variable. We're gonna name a face, and it's gonna be of type integer. So it's gonna be the variable face, and we're just gonna leave it like that. So this variable is gonna store each random integer generated. Okay, below that, we are gonna loop it 20 times. So we're gonna have the for loop like that, curly braces here, and inside of the parentheses we're gonna have in the condition. So the integer counter, we're gonna initialize it to 1 as long as the counter is less than or equal to 20. Okay, so we're gonna increment the counter. By 1. Okay, so it's gonna be a post increment. And okay, so now we're gonna pick a random integer from 1 to 6. So here we're gonna pick random integer from 1 to 6, something like that. So the variable is face. So the variable is face, and we're gonna set it to 1 plus, and now we're gonna use random numbers that next integer. Okay, next integer. So I'm gonna pick this one, and here we're gonna pass in the number 6. So semicolon at the end. Let's save it so far. Now below we're gonna have the system.in that println, the system.out that println, but this one is gonna be printf. So this is a format. Okay, so here we're gonna have in the lowercase, we're gonna have the %sign lowercase letter d, and now we're gonna have in the variable face. Okay, so this is gonna display the generated value. Okay, we can save it so far. And finally we're gonna have an if statement. Okay, so if something, okay, so the condition is gonna be if the counter is, okay, if the counter, so the percent sign, okay, 5 equal just 2 equals 0, okay, then we're gonna have a message 1 2 3. We're gonna have in the system that out that println system that out, okay, system that out system that out that println system that out that print println, like that, semicolon at the end. Okay, so if the counter, okay, now we have the percent sign 5 equals 0, so pretty much if counter is divisible by 5. So what we are saying here, I'm gonna type it, if counter is divisible by 5. If the counter is divisible by 5, we're gonna start a new line. We're gonna start a new line of output, of out. Okay, and this is the end of the for loop. This is the end of the class main, and this is the end of the class random integer. So let's see if it works. Okay, so what happened? Why I did it? No, I did it twice. I don't know. Let's save it. Okay, and let's click here, play. And here you have the numbers from 1 to 6. As you can see, it's giving us well, let's make this one a little bigger. So we have this number, so we have this column, so we have 5 columns, and we have also 5 rows. So it gives us these random numbers 5 5 3 2 3 2 3. So let's see if these are in fact random numbers. So let's do it again, and as you can see, the numbers do not repeat, so these are random numbers. So let's do it again. So we have 4 columns by 4 rows. Okay, so these are 16 numbers, and as you can see, the numbers are not repeating. Okay, so this is an example that is being used in game development.